There are 7 continents on our planet, but have you ever wondered where their names actually come from? Today, we're diving into the fascinating origins behind the names of all 7 continents. North and South America are sometimes considered one single continent, simply called America. Likewise, Europe and Asia are often grouped together under the name Eurasia. Over the years, there's been a lot of debate about how many continents actually exist, but very few people ever talk about how those continents got their names in the first place. Let's begin with the continent of Africa. The name Africa is believed to have originated with the Romans, who first used it to refer to what is now modern-day Tunisia. There are several theories about the true origin of the word Africa. Some suggest it comes from ancient Greek or Latin roots, while others point to different linguistic sources entirely. Over time, the name expanded beyond Tunisia to include a much larger region, as new provinces like Tripolitania, which is now part of Libya, were added to Roman Africa. The term Africa spread even further during the Middle Ages, when European exploration and curiosity about the continent began to grow. Europe. The name Europe comes from the Latin word Europa, which itself has roots in ancient Greek. One theory traces it back to Greek mythology, to a Phoenician princess named Europa, the daughter of King Agenor. She was loved by Zeus, who took her away, and together they had 3 sons. Another theory, proposed by linguist Ernest Klein, suggests that the name may actually come from the ancient Sumerian root Areb, meaning to go down or where the sun sets. According to this idea, the Sumerians used the word to describe the lands to the west of Mesopotamia, the direction of the sunset, which eventually came to mean the Western land, or Europe. The ancient Greeks originally used the word Europa to refer to the lands they themselves lived in, basically Greece and its surrounding regions. In later centuries, the meaning of Europe shifted. During the modern era, it was used to describe the area stretching roughly between the former Yugoslavia and Turkey. Over time, however, the name expanded to represent the entire continent we now know as Europe. Oceania. The origin of this name is actually quite straightforward. Oceania comes from the English word ocean, referring to the vast body of water that surrounds the islands of this region. But if we trace it back even further, the word ultimately comes from the ancient Greek term okeanos, which described a great river or body of water believed to encircle the entire Earth. Asia. The name Asia comes from the ancient Greek word Asia. At first, it was used to describe the eastern shores of the Aegean Sea, but over time, it came to refer to the region we now call Anatolia. The Romans later adopted the name, using it specifically for the area known as Lydia. Some scholars believe the word might have even deeper roots, possibly from the Aegean term asis, meaning mud or earth, or from the ancient Semitic word asu, meaning light or to rise, perhaps symbolizing the land where the sun rises. America. Both North and South America share the same name, America. Many historians believe it comes from Amerigo Vespucci, the Italian explorer who first suggested that the newly discovered lands were not part of Asia, but a completely separate continent. A mapmaker at the time honored him by labeling the new continent America, the feminine form of Amerigo in Latin. However, there's another, less popular theory claiming that the name might have come from a Welsh or English source, possibly America or Apimeric, but there's very little evidence to support that idea. And finally, let's move all the way down to Antarctica. The name Antarctica has a very logical origin. It literally means opposite to the Arctic. The word comes from the Greek Antarcticos, which combines anti, meaning opposite, and Arcticos, referring to the northern Arctic region. So, quite literally, Antarctica means the land opposite the north. The term was first used in ancient times, but it became officially recognized in the 19th century when explorers began charting the frozen continent at the bottom of our planet. And that's the story behind how the continents of our world got their names. From ancient myths and explorers to languages that have faded with time, each name carries a piece of human history. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next journey into the fascinating stories of our world. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.